We have Murugavel Janakiraman, CEO at Bharat Matrimony Group, joining in right now, on the show. Murugavel, thanks so much for joining in. Tell us, what exactly is your plea towards the Finance Minister, the RBI, and of course the Prime Minister right now? What is intended in your letter?
Basically, it's an Indian company, one of the first fintech company to evolve from India. It's important to play in the ecosystem. I understand that regulator need to take decisions, the country's largest interest. The plea is that can this be considered? Can the company given the time to overcome the challenges which they need to work rather than as a complete stop? Basically, we want to support a fellow entrepreneurs, support the Indian ecosystem, and that is what our the broad plea is all about.
Murugavel, I'm surprised. I clearly appreciate and understand. The entire community, the startup community, wants to engage with the government at much more higher level. But these are very specific charges on Paytm. It's not a general kind of observation, right? There are very specific charges of wrongdoing. And as we understand the matter, there was sufficient time given to Paytm as well from the regulator's side to comply with those matters which the government and the regulators are not comfortable with, failing which these steps have come in. So where is the gap? I don't understand.
Yeah, I also don't under the full information, what's transferred between the regulator and the company. As an entrepreneur, as a person who's concerned about the Indian ecosystem, it's basically to see whether anything can be done to support the larger ecosystem or Indian founders, Indian entrepreneurs. So that's the thing. Again, because if you leave the Paytm out, you are leaving to only two companies, which is Google and PayU, which are all foreign companies. And again, today UPI payment is one of the important part of the Indian ecosystem. Also, you know that there's a regulatory the benchmark that your company cannot have more than 30% in the UPI thing. But if you take the Paytm out, it's literally then controlled by only the large company. So that's also our other concern from our side, actually.
Mr. Murugavel, you haven't got a response yet, have you?
I'm sorry?
Have you got a response to your letter from any of the government counterparts?
No, we just supported the company. So we sent a letter.
You support the company. No, when you say
support,
that, have you worked with the company? What are those specific charges which they should not have done or complied with the time? Because it appears to be a very general kind of a letter. And if we observe the way the current establishment has been working over the last few years, be it Niti Aayog, Startup India, they do work very closely with the Indian tech ecosystem, don't they?
Well, absolutely. Today, the government establishments, all these the entity, they support Indian entrepreneurs, Indian ecosystem. Definitely, we very much appreciate that.
Well, I understand this appears to be more of a just standing by with your peers and friends in the industry. But as you just said that you've still not gone into greater detail of the issue, the specific charges and what are the contention of the regulator that they have been they're kind of forced to take such a step against Paytm.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you don't
Fair
know,
point. I take your point.
Specific issue. It's more of supporting the ecosystem, supporting entrepreneurs.
The ecosystem,
rather.
Anything
can be done to support entrepreneurs as well. And also it's good for India as well because as I said, UPI is one of the important of our overall ecosystem. And if we take the Paytm out, it's leaving only the Google and the PayU. So it's it's a foreign companies. So whether that's
bustling tech ecosystem and startup ecosystem that we have in India, second highest number of unicorns after China. So clearly nobody's questioned that. Thank you very much for your time, Murugavel, on that take on the letter which they have kind of written to the government.